The full moon is upon us, and its energy is unlike anything we've encountered this year. The next 24 hours will hold extraordinary significance for your journey. The universe is stirring, aligning forces in ways that are both mysterious and undeniable. Something powerful is calling out to you. This isn't just another lunar phase. It's a cosmic moment, charged with transformation, urgency, and deep revelations. For those who are willing to listen, this full moon carries a message, a warning, that could shift the course of your path. But here's the truth. Ignoring this energy could mean missing an opportunity so profound that your future self might look back and wonder, why didn't I pay attention? Time is short, and the window for action is closing. Let me show you what's unfolding and why it demands your full attention right now. Shall we continue? This full moon isn't just a glowing orb in the sky. It's a cosmic mirror, reflecting back the energy you've been carrying. It sits in Leo, a sign of courage, creativity, and bold self-expression. But here's where it becomes extraordinary. It forms a rare alignment with Saturn and Uranus, two planetary forces that couldn't be more different. Saturn demands structure and discipline, while Uranus thrives in chaos and change. Together, they're creating a cosmic push and pull that will stir something deep within you. Symbolically, this full moon represents a crossroads. Imagine standing at the edge of a dense forest, unsure of what lies ahead, but feeling an undeniable call to move forward. The light of this full moon illuminates what has been hidden: your fears, your untapped potential, your deepest desires. It's a chance to see clearly and make choices with intention. Emotionally, this energy might feel intense. You could experience sudden clarity or overwhelming restlessness. That's the universe speaking through you, urging you to release what no longer serves and embrace what could set your soul on fire. This moment matters because it demands action. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Will you answer the call? The truth is, moments like this full moon bring everything to the surface. Those memories you've tried to bury, the dreams you've quietly set aside, the emotions you've convinced yourself were too much to feel. They all rise, demanding your attention. It's like the tides. No matter how far you push the water, it always comes rushing back. This is the rhythm of the universe, calling you to face what you've been avoiding. Imagine carrying a bag you thought was light. As the journey goes on, you realize it's heavier than you expected. Every step becomes harder, every breath more strained. But instead of pausing to set it down, you keep going, convincing yourself it's fine. That bag, it's filled with the weight of unspoken words, unmet needs, and unhealed wounds. And now, under this full moon, you're being given a moment to stop and decide, will you keep carrying it? Or is it time to unpack it piece by piece? Think of the relationships in your life. Are there people who feel like sunshine, lifting you and nourishing your soul? Or are there some who cast shadows, leaving you drained and unsure? The energy of this full moon asks you to examine those connections honestly. It's not about blame or judgment. It's about honoring what aligns with your heart and gently releasing what doesn't. And what about the dreams you've whispered to yourself in the quiet of the night? The ones that feel too big, too impossible, too risky. This full moon shines a light on those too, reminding you that the universe doesn't place desires in your heart without reason. But here's the thing. Dreams can't grow if you don't nurture them. They need your courage, your action, your belief. If you felt like you're standing still while the world moves around you, this is your chance to shift. not because the stars demand it, but because deep down, you know it's time. Time to let go of habits that keep you small. Time to release the stories you tell yourself about why you can't, why you shouldn't, why it's too late. This full moon isn't just about reflection. It's about reclamation. It's about looking at yourself, your life, and your choices with clarity and compassion. It's about seeing the beauty in your strength and the wisdom in your struggles. It's about asking yourself what you want from this chapter and realizing that you have the power to write it. So take a moment, breathe, not to escape, but to feel. What is the full moon revealing to you? What truths are rising to the surface? And most importantly, what are you going to do with them? This is your moment to step forward, lighter, freer, and more aligned with the person you are meant to be. There's a profound shift happening beneath the surface, one that doesn't just demand awareness, but also action. The full moon has illuminated the cracks, the spaces where light can now seep in, but what you do with that light is entirely up to you. Think of it as standing in front of a blank canvas, paintbrush in hand. You can stare at the emptiness, overwhelmed by its vastness, or you can begin to paint, stroke by stroke, allowing each color to tell a story of renewal. This is the time to be intentional. The universe is offering a rare energy, one that amplifies whatever you choose to focus on. If you pour your energy into self-doubt or fear, that's what will expand. But if you lean into courage, into faith, into possibility, you will find that the path begins to clear before you, almost as if it's revealing itself step by step. Start with forgiveness, not for others, but for yourself. How many times have you carried the weight of what if and I should have? Those phrases are chains keeping you bound to moments that no longer exist. Forgiveness is the key that unlocks those shackles. It doesn't mean erasing the past, it means making peace with it. Picture yourself holding a heavy book filled with pages of regret. What if, instead of reading the same chapters over and over, you chose to close it? What if you allowed yourself the freedom to begin a new story entirely? As the light of the full moon bathes the world, let it also cleanse your spirit. A simple ritual can work wonders here. Light a candle, sit in silence, and speak aloud the things you're ready to release. There's power in speaking it, in giving voice to what no longer serves you. Let it go, not with bitterness, but with gratitude for the lessons it brought. And then turn your focus inward. The same light that reveals your fears also highlights your strengths. What gifts have you been hiding? What parts of yourself have you neglected? Imagine your soul as a garden. Where have you been watering weeds instead of nurturing flowers? This is your time to replant, to make choices that align with the person you wish to become. Small steps matter. Perhaps it's as simple as journaling your thoughts each morning, letting the swirling chaos in your mind find a place to rest. Or maybe it's committing to a single act of kindness each day for yourself or someone else. These actions may seem small, but they are seeds, and under this full moon's energy, they hold the potential to grow into something extraordinary. Think too about your boundaries. The energy of this moment is asking you to protect your peace. Just as the moon governs the tides, you must govern the flow of energy in your life. Are you giving too much to people or situations that leave you drained? Now is the time to say no, not as an act of defiance, but as an act of self-preservation. You have the tools you need. The universe is not asking you to be perfect, only to be willing. Willing to trust, to try, to believe in your own capacity for transformation. This is your moment to step into the light fully, and unapologetically. Every journey begins with a decision, and the energy of this full moon is urging you to decide, not in haste or desperation, but with intention and clarity. Think of it as standing at the edge of a great ocean. The waves may seem overwhelming at first, crashing against the shore with relentless force. But if you step closer, if you take that first step into the water, you'll find that the ocean is not there to drown you. It's there to carry you. Transformation doesn't happen in one sweeping motion. It happens in the moments we choose to lean into discomfort and trust the process. Start where you are. Ask yourself, what can I do today, right now, to align myself with the life I want to create? It doesn't have to be monumental. Even the smallest shifts in perspective or action can create ripples that grow into waves. Consider your habits. The patterns you repeat every day are the foundation of your reality. Are they building you up, or are they quietly dismantling your potential? Imagine your life as a house. If the structure feels unstable, it's not because the house itself is flawed. It's because the foundation needs strengthening. That foundation is built through the choices you make daily. Under this full moon, it's time to lay new bricks, to reinforce the walls of your life with habits that reflect your highest self. One powerful way to do this is through mindfulness, not in the abstract buzzword sense, but in the raw and real practice of being present. When was the last time you sat with yourself, fully aware of your breath, your body, your emotions? The world moves so quickly, demanding your attention at every turn. But this moment, this full moon, is asking you to slow down, to feel the rhythm of your heartbeat, the grounding pull of the earth beneath your feet, to remember that you are alive, here, now, and that this in itself is a miracle. Let's also talk about fear. Fear thrives in the shadows, in the corners of your mind, where doubt and insecurity linger. But the light of this full moon exposes those shadows for what they truly are: illusions. Fear is not a wall, it's a doorway, and while it may feel daunting to walk through it, on the other side is freedom. What if you looked at fear not as an enemy, but as a guide? What if you asked it what it's here to teach you? This is also a time to reconnect with your dreams, not just the fleeting wishes you make in passing, but the deep, soul-stirring visions you've held in your heart for as long as you can remember. The ones that scare you because they feel too big. Let this full moon remind you that nothing is too big for the universe to handle. If you can dream it, you can move toward it, one step at a time. Surround yourself with energy that uplifts you. Seek out people, places, and experiences that align with your vision. Just as the moon reflects the light of the sun, you reflect the energy of those around you. Be mindful of what you allow into your space. Protect your energy as you would a sacred flame, feeding it only what helps it grow brighter. Finally, trust yourself. The answers you seek are not out there in the stars. They're within you. The full moon is merely a reminder, a spotlight shining on the truths you already carry. You have the wisdom, the strength, and the courage to navigate whatever lies ahead. This is your time to rise, to step into the fullness of who you are meant to be. The universe has spoken. Now it's your turn to answer. There comes a moment when the weight of the past, the uncertainty of the future, and the restlessness of the present collide. This moment is now. The energy of this full moon has not risen in your life by chance. It's here as a guide, a mirror, and a catalyst. It's asking you to see yourself clearly. Perhaps for the first time, in a long while. Picture yourself standing at the edge of a vast cliff, the wind whipping around you, the view below, both breathtaking and terrifying. Behind you is everything you've ever known, the doubts that whispered you weren't enough, the comfort of staying where it felt safe, the familiar patterns that kept you contained. But in front of you, that's where possibility lies. That's where freedom waits. The truth is, you've always had wings. You've just convinced yourself that the ground was safer. The full moon's light isn't here to push you. It's here to show you that the sky has been waiting for you all along. You've carried so much for so long. Fear, regret, hesitation. And yet, here you are. Despite it all, you've made it to this moment. But now, the choice is yours. Will you stay rooted in the past, tethered by old stories and what-ifs? Or will you take a leap into the unknown, trusting that the same force that placed the stars in the sky is also holding you? This is not just another lunar event. It's a turning point, a crossroads where everything you've experienced so far meets everything you have the potential to become. The energy of this full moon is not soft. It's bold, electric, and unapologetically transformative. It's here to wake you up, to remind you that you are the author of your story and that the next chapter is waiting to be written. But writing that chapter requires courage. It means letting go of the things you've clung to, even when they've hurt you, because they've felt familiar. It means choosing to release the narratives that have told you you're not ready, not worthy, not capable. It means embracing the unknown with open arms, even when it feels terrifying. Transformation isn't easy. It's messy, uncomfortable, and often comes with moments of doubt. But those moments, they're proof that you're growing. Think about a seed buried in the soil. It doesn't sprout overnight. It pushes through darkness, breaks through barriers, and reaches for the light, even when it can't see the sun yet. That's where you are right now. You're breaking through, even if it doesn't feel like it yet. So take a moment. Breathe deeply. Feel the rhythm of your heartbeat. That pulse is your reminder that you are alive, that you are here, and that you have everything you need to move forward. The universe doesn't make mistakes. The fact that you're here, under this powerful full moon, is proof that you're exactly where you're meant to be. You've already taken the first step by showing up, by being willing to listen, reflect, and consider what this moment means for you. But now, it's time to go further. It's time to act. The energy of this full moon won't do the work for you, but it will amplify whatever you put into motion. If you take one step toward your dreams, the universe will take 10. So, here's your challenge. Tonight, under the light of the full moon, choose one thing to release and one thing to embrace. Write it down if you need to. Speak it out loud. Let it be a promise you make to yourself. Release the fear, the self-doubt, the limiting beliefs that have kept you small. Embrace your power, your potential, your right to dream as big as the sky above you. And as you do, know that you are not alone. The same energy that moves the tides and lights the stars is moving through you. It's calling you to rise, to step fully into the person you were always meant to be. The time is now. Not tomorrow, not someday. Now. This is your turning point, your moment to leap into the unknown and trust that the universe will catch you. Are you ready? The light of this full moon has shone on everything we've discussed tonight, on the crossroads you face, the transformation that's calling you, and the courage it takes to step forward. This isn't just another passing phase in the night sky. This moment, this energy, has the power to shape your future if you let it. It's urging you to act, not out of fear, but out of love, for yourself, for your potential, and for the life you're capable of creating. You've felt the pull, haven't you? The quiet voice inside you that knows there's more waiting for you. It's not a coincidence that you're here, under this powerful lunar glow, listening to these words. The universe doesn't work with random strokes. It moves with precision and purpose. And right now, its purpose is you. Tonight, we've explored what this full moon means, not just in the cosmic sense, but in how it touches your soul. We've talked about the significance of letting go, about embracing change, and about stepping boldly into the unknown. And as you sit with these reflections, as the light of the moon pours over you, I want you to remember this. Transformation is not something that happens to you. It's something you choose. It's an act of will, of faith, of love. The universe has given you the tools, the energy, the guidance, the opportunity. But the question remains, will you use them? Will you take this moment and make it yours? I invite you to think deeply about what you've heard tonight. What spoke to you? What stirred something in your heart? Share it in the comments below. Your voice matters, and your story has the power to inspire others who are walking a similar path. Whether it's a release you're committing to or a new beginning you're ready to embrace, your reflections are not just yours. They're part of a greater collective experience under this full moon. And if these words, this message resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who might need to hear it too. You never know the impact your actions can have, the ripple effect they can create in someone else's life. If you haven't yet, take a moment to subscribe. This is just the beginning of the journey we're sharing together. There's so much more to come, more insights, more guidance, more moments like this one, where we connect and grow. By subscribing, you're not just staying informed, you're becoming part of a community, a circle of energy seekers and soul explorers walking this path together. And speaking of what's to come, I want to leave you with a glimpse of what lies ahead. The next phase of this lunar cycle carries its own unique power, one that complements the work you're starting now. It's an energy of grounding, of bringing your intentions into the physical world and watching them take shape. We'll dive deeper into how to harness that energy into rituals and practices that anchor your dreams into reality. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. For now, though, let this full moon be your guide. Let its light remind you that even in the darkest of nights, there is brilliance, clarity, and hope. This is your moment. Take it, embrace it, live it. The universe is waiting for you to rise. The beauty of this moment lies in its simplicity and profound truth. The full moon doesn't ask for perfection. It doesn't demand that you have all the answers. It only asks that you show up, that you stay present, and that you remain open to what is possible. You don't have to know what comes next. Just trust that this is the beginning of something extraordinary. Feel the energy surrounding you now, that quiet hum of potential. It's as though the universe itself is whispering, "You're ready." You may not feel ready. Doubt may still linger in the corners of your mind. But let me remind you of this. Readiness isn't about having everything figured out. It's about deciding to take one step, no matter how small, toward the life you deserve. In the glow of this full moon, make a promise to yourself. Promise to honor your journey, no matter how winding or uncertain it's been. Promise to believe in the beauty of second chances, in the magic of reinvention, in the power of the present moment. This is your time to write a new story, one filled with courage, joy, and boundless possibility. As you reflect, let me leave you with this. The moon's cycles mirror our own. Like the waxing and waning phases of the moon, we grow, retreat, and grow again. And just as the moon reaches its fullest brightness tonight, so too can you. Allow yourself to shine. So tonight, look up at that glowing sphere in the sky. Feel its energy, its guidance, its unwavering presence. Let it remind you of your own light, the one that's always been there, waiting to be unleashed. Now is your time. Don't miss it.